My name is Reagan Glantz, and I'm with one of my athletes who just completed my 12-week remote training program, the Complete Catchers Framework. So we're going to go over just a program recap, your journey through the program, and just I'm going to give the floor to you for you to give me your honest thoughts. So can you please introduce yourself?
Hi. My name's Alivia. I'm from Regina, Saskatchewan, Canada. I don't think I should probably tell you guys that, but I don't really care. It's like whatever at this point. I'm a bat catcher for a team called SAS Swagger. We're going to Las Vegas. If y'all are in town, come check us out. And the program was a really big help to me. I'm not gonna lie.
How old are you?
Oh yeah, I guess I should probably say how old I am. I'm 15. I'm gonna go into first year U17 like next season. For all my Canada girlies who know.
You're such a goof. All right.
It's not all year round for us.
Could you walk me through like where you were at as a catcher before you joined the program?
So before the program, I think I struggled a lot with my self-confidence behind the plate just because I was good, but I wasn't like that good. Like I was kind of like that in between mediocre where like I'm good to the coaches that are here where I am, but I'm not good enough to see any outside potential. Like I've gotten a lot of oh my goodness, what's the word? A lot of opportunities. There it is. I've gotten a lot of opportunities given to me because of like personality and stuff, but I feel like my talent just wasn't there yet. And I was working on a lot of things. Like I was working all the time, pretty much like trying to find catcher programs, trying to find different things to make myself better, project myself in other areas so that even though I'm not the greatest catcher, like I'm an amazing hitter, right? So I just feel like my confidence wasn't really great behind the plate because I came from like this like B-side catcher essentially to this like not great A-side catcher. So I didn't have a great like confidence behind the plate.
What were some of the things you needed to work on before you joined the program? I know you mentioned you weren't as confident, and you were putting in work on your own time, but like, do you think that work was helping you? So before you joined the program, what were some of the things that you needed to work on? You mentioned
Oh,
you weren't like as confident, but you
yeah.
were still putting in work. So what were you doing on your own before you had like some guidance, I guess? And like how is that working for you before you joined?
Okay. So before I joined the program, I really needed to work on my throwdowns and my frames. My blocks were pretty solid. Like obviously they weren't picture perfect, but I'm pretty big, so I can block most of the stuff behind the plate. But like they weren't perfect.
Yeah.
And like by myself, like I would follow. Actually, I followed you for probably
Oh,
2 years before the program.
thank you.
Like I followed you. I followed you. I followed Jen Schro. I forget the other catcher's name because I feel bad now. But I followed like a bunch of like different catchers and I like take like little bits and pieces. And like every once in a while, like if I was bored and I had nothing to do, I would go and I'd toss tennis balls at the wall and I'd like just trying to work on framing up. And this was even like before the program, before you made me do some of that stuff. Like I was just like, oh, I should just, try and do that. I could like there was like a lot of drills that like I can't do by myself, but I found like alternatives to find by myself. So it was good to try and like feel what works for me and to try and improve myself on my own first. You know what I mean? So like trying to improve those areas and then now with guidance, it all brought it together like mismatch.
Yeah, that's really cool. Especially nowadays, like information is free. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So you have me, you have Shro, you have all these other people on the internet. So you can kind of just like pick and choose what you want to do from there. And like you don't always have a tosser. Sometimes working alone as a catcher sucks because like you need someone tossing to you. You can throw balls
Mhm.
against a wall, but like it's not really the same.
No.
But that's kind of like the difference in mindset with you and some other people your age maybe who also have the same goal, but you're actually willing to like make it work and like put in work, like no matter the circumstances, even throughout the program. And we'll get to this in a second, but even throughout the program, even when you had like a bum knee, like you heard it when you were wrestling, like you're still like, oh, I can still do transfers, you know what I mean? So like, your mindset is kind of like what set you apart from the rest, right? So that's really cool. Coming into the program now, knowing that that was some of the stuff you needed to work on, like what adjustments did you make when we were in the program working together?
I think I definitely like I adjusted pretty much my whole life like outside of school, even during school actually. Like that's like kind of like that was my main focus. Like obviously school is important. Don't cut that out. School is important. Get C's don't always get degrees, okay? Good grades will help a lot. However, all that was on my mind was like I get to go home and I get to train with Reagan and I'm so excited because this is such a big opportunity for me. And so to have you like, even though like sometimes like I was like, I hope she doesn't think I'm weird, but like even though sometimes I was like kind of worried, at the same time I was like, she's a catcher, she'll understand. She'll like it was good to have that someone that like I can really connect to on that like catcher to catcher thing. And I feel like that really helped in like improve my training because I wanted to train. I was excited to train. And I feel like that made me want to be better more.
Yeah, that's so cool. I always liked when you sent videos in, even though you sent in really long videos, but it was like a vlog style. So it like made my day.
I think I would watch some of them back and I think I'm pretty entertaining. I'm not
It's
gonna
pretty
lie.
funny. It was pretty funny. And like you working with your parents too, like you and your dad, like kind of brought me back too. Like when I used to work with my dad all the time, I was like, oh wow, this is like a family bonding moment too. It's so cool.
Yeah. My dad is probably
Hearing
my
you and your
biggest
dad,
supporter.
it's so funny.
It's even like that outside of softball too. We always like back and forth. Like we call each other big backs. Like
You called it
that's
earlier.
just the relationship me and him have. And honestly, like he's my biggest supporter. He's the one who has been teaching me softball. He's the reason I'm actually like in this program in the first place. He sent me a link. He's like, "Did you see this? Like, oh my gosh, you should sign up." And I was like, I went and looked at it. And he's like, "Find more information." And I was like, "Okay."
Find more information. Yeah, I'm so happy that you're actually in the program. Obviously, like you just put in work for 12 weeks straight. I don't think you missed a day, except for except when you like blew your knee up, then you missed like a week or two. But other
Yeah,
than
that
that,
was
you
really
were on
bad.
top of everything. So that being said, you're the one who put in the work. I see amazing results. What results do you see?
I'm very I criticize myself a lot because I know I can be better. And
Mhm.
until I'm better, I don't think like I'll ever like be like perfect in my eyes, I guess.
Yeah.
But I've seen massive improvements in my blocking. Like I'll start with blocking because blocking is my favorite. But I've seen a lot better improvements of my agility and ability to block. Like the quickness of getting my glove down, like not catching it, but also keeping it in that pocket. Just everything about the whole blocking technique has really like I don't know, I just like I find that my blocks have gotten so much better and like a lot more smooth and it's just I feel like it's going to be a good season this year.
Yeah, you definitely look like more honestly with everything. Like the main difference before I got on this, like I looked at your first videos you sent in and I should have like sent it over to you, but I looked at the last videos that you sent in and you just look like more intentional and like confident with your movements, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh,
I don't
my
even know how to
parents just
describe
got
it.
home.
But what about your receiving?
My receiving, I like I honestly receiving I think it's improved a lot. Like considering like before I was just bullpenning on Thursday night and I hurt my knee again. We're gonna talk about that later.
Gosh,
But
not from me.
no, it was not from Reagan. That was not her.
That was
I
you wrestling people around.
oh yeah. I just have to like I'll just have to muscle it out. It's fine. It's fine. Um, but no, I was bullpenning, and I could even see like not focusing on actually trying to frame it. I was still doing the proper movements, the proper techniques when I should, because I was being a bucket dad because my shin pads are broken. But the proper, like, when to scoop, when to actually try and frame it, when to bring it in, when to just leave it, all this stuff like that. I just found it came a lot more smoother and together.
Yeah, so now like it's since you've drilled it like hundreds of times by now, maybe thousands, I don't even know.
It was so much. It felt like so much, but honestly, that was probably one of my favorite parts about practicing because it was so quick and easy. It was like bam, bam,
It's
bam.
like an arm day. It's like an arm day. Like leg days always
Oh
say
my goodness.
arm days, like it's so easy because you don't have to rack as much. So
Yeah.
just receiving, you're just catch, catch, catch. But you
Yeah.
were like drilling that in your muscle memory. So I think it's cool when I wish you would have sent me videos of your bullpen. That would have been cool. But
I don't think my pitcher would have agreed with that.
oh. Anyway, I think it's cool that you've applied it to like real life pitching. It's always a little bit different in training once you apply it to like the real deal, and that you basically like your body was just working without you having to think. That's kind of what the point I wanted to get you to. Obviously, it's only been 12 weeks, so like you're not perfect, but I think you're really, 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 really good. But just like knowing your mindset, like you're not going to stop until you're great, and you're only 15, so you got lots and lots of time.
Yeah.
What about your throw? We've been working on your throw quite a bit.
We've been trying to nail that throw for the last feels like forever.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. It's gotten so much better, but I feel like there's still so much potential with it. I feel like it can be great. But it's not there yet. It's not there yet. That's the whole point.
Yes.
It will get there.
Yes, love the mindset. Okay. And then going back to, you said before you started the program, you were feeling unconfident. You felt like you were a really good, Canadian terms, B-level catcher, but you were like mediocre, in your words, A-level catcher. Like, where is your confidence at now? Be honest.
I don't want to give myself too big of an ego boost.
No. This is a time like I want you to like give yourself some credit. You just went through so much work. Like, brag on yourself a little bit. Seriously.
We have a program here called Martin Academy, and not to dog on that program, but I feel like your program had so much more to offer for me for level catching than their program does. And I feel like because I had that opportunity to work with you, my confidence has grown, and I feel like I can, like, once I get to U17 tryouts, those are right around the corner, February 7th, those are right around the corner. I feel like I actually have I'm gonna be like top dog,
Yeah,
like
you're gonna crush.
I feel like
yeah.
I feel like I've got a lot more confidence in my abilities to like see that I'm a lot better than I thought that I was.
Yeah.
So
You've
I'm
like
just like
yourself. You've like proved it to yourself. You're like, oh
yeah.
yeah, I'm actually like legit. Yeah.
Yeah.
You are.
It's like I've got this in the bag. Like, not saying that no one's got stuff on me, but I'm pretty good now. I don't know.
Yeah, you are. Let's go. Let's go. Could you kind of walk us through what your experience was like being in the program?
So, when I first started, I was really sore all the time. I'm not gonna lie. That first week was like,
Sorry. Yeah.
no, don't be sorry. It honestly it got me I was like, hey, this is the real deal. Like I have to want this now. It's like I wanted it now, but now I want it even more because that week was so hard that was almost embarrassing how hard it was. Like, oh my goodness, my legs were shaking after the end of each training thing. It was bad. And I was like, this is so embarrassing because I'm supposed to be this athletic person. Here I am, my knees are knobbing together, they're shaking. And it's like, oh my goodness.
I feel like the training program I gave you the first week, what did I give you? I feel like it wasn't that.
I don't even remember, but I think it's just because I wasn't used to training every day.
True, very true.
So and then obviously to not to that intensity, but I took it pretty intense because I was like, oh, I'm gonna crush this. I'm gonna give it 150%, and I still did. just my body wasn't used to me like flipping that switch right away, especially like right after school.
Yeah. Oh, that's good because your body was telling you like that you were uncomfortable, right? And
Mm-hmm.
then you don't grow unless you're uncomfortable. So I also feel like you were the type of person, athlete to like do extra too. Like I feel like you did
Yeah.
more than like what I actually gave you, which was good because
It
you're like,
also
I'm
doesn't
not
help that me
stopping
and my
until you give
dad
this.
kept forgetting to count.
Yeah, that'll do it too. It's for your own good though.
Yeah, it
Makes you better.
benefited me anyways.
Exactly. Who do you think this program is for, and who do you think would get the best results out of this program?
It's for people who want to play um like not just like forever but forever, you know what I mean? Like softball, you have to be a determined softball player slash catcher to like really want it, because training after school, like especially like I'm in grade 10, so training every day after school, then doing homework, trying to keep a social life, it's not draining but it's draining, right? You have to really be gritty, and like you have to be on it to work well in the program. You also have to put in 150% effort. 100% effort, it's great, but like if you're like sometimes you're slacking off, sometimes you're not going to get the results like I have, to be honest. I got amazing results out of this program, but I know that not everybody got those results. Not everybody put in extra. Not everybody, like, because it's training, but you should still be doing stuff outside of it. You have to want it. Like
Yeah.
this program would be great if you want to go D1, D2, like if you want to even just get better for high school, like because I know Americans, they have high school ball. Like you have to want it bad.
Yeah, that was really, really good. Um, and like also, I've told you this before, like, well, one, I'm not doing calls with every single person like this. You know what I mean? You, for example, you followed everything to a T, you didn't slack off, you're on top of everything, and you saw results, right? So I think, like I told you in our introductory call, like this program is like what you put in, you're going to get out of it. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm here to help as much as possible and like give you basically whatever is in my brain to you. Um, but if you're not doing it, then obviously you're going to stay right here. So
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, you are a you're a star student. Kind of a similar question. Who is this program not for, and who is someone who wouldn't get results out of this?
Anybody who doesn't want it. Like I know personally, not gonna name names, but I know a lot of athletes that they say they're athletic, but they don't put in the effort to get better. They just go off of their athletic abilities. And that works probably up until this point. And now you're no better than everybody else. The people who wanted it when they were younger, worked hard to get here. Now we're all at the same plane. So you have to, like, if you don't want it, you can't, like, you're not going to go anywhere with it. You can't slack off. You can't, like, you have to really, like, want to do it.
Yeah, like it's easy. It's
Mm-hmm.
relatively easy to go from bad, and you didn't start at bad, but just as a general example, it's really easy to go from bad to good. It's a lot harder to go from good to great because nobody wants to put in the work to be great because being great, in a sense, is like boring because it's monotonous. You have to do
Yeah.
over and over and over and over again. And I know you said that like you were excited to go home and train, which is awesome. But I'm sure there were some days where you're like, oh man, I don't really want to do this right now, but you do it anyway because
Mm-hmm.
you have the mindset of I want to go D1 in the States and nothing is going to get in my way. Nothing is going to stop me.
Yeah.
It's
Like,
going
just for an example, my week for the last 2 weeks have been, I go to school every day. Every day I get to school by at least 7:50. I stay at school until 3:20, and then I have wrestling until 5:30. And then I come home. And at the last period, normally I have gym, and my teacher makes us do really hard workouts because she's also a softball person. She's a softball player. She went D2. So sometimes she'll give us sport specific workouts. So then I'm doing hard on that workout. Then I go to wrestling, and then I come home and train. It's hard.
Yeah.
And then you have homework, and then you have people in your life that need time for you. It's hard. You have to want it.
You have to want it, and then like I'm sure you kind of have a smaller circle too, so it's kind of dependent on um not dependent, but like you need to cut out things in your life that like aren't a priority for you too. So
Mm-hmm.
obviously for you, sports, school, your friends, family, those are your priorities. So anything else can, not see the light of day until you get to where you want to be.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Would you recommend this program to somebody else?
Yes. Again, it depends on like if they actually want it. Because it's honestly, I'm not gonna say anything, but it's a waste of time and money if you don't want it and you're not gonna prioritize your resources.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Um it's an amazing, and I think some people they kind of like take advantage of it in a good way, and that's great. Please take advantage of resources. Like you're a D1 catcher, you know what it's like. You're a D1 catcher, you play college now, or not college, you play professional now. You know what it's like to go from 0 to 100. You've been like you're probably the most reliable resource for information, like how to get better, how to do this, how to do this, how to do this. You've been through it. So
Thank you.
like if they don't like if they don't want it, then just go to some camp around your area. You'll probably get the same amount if you don't put in effort in this program. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I love that. And like as you know, I mean, I had that introductory call with you. Like not everyone gets to be in the program. You know what I mean? Like I
Yeah.
try my best to pick kids like you who are actually, because sometimes like you can just tell like when you talk to people, like based
Mm-hmm.
on like the questions I ask, like you can tell whether they're about it or they're not. If like say for example, if I were to get on that first call with you and that first question I asked you, like, so what's got you on the call, if you would have said something like, I don't know, like my dad just wanted me to like maybe be here, I would have been like, okay, like do you want to be here? But like no, you could see that like you were so excited, like you were ready to start like right then, right there.
I would have, if you would
Yeah,
have given me drills to do that day, I would have dropped everything to do those first. I'm not
yeah.
gonna lie. I was so pumped to even like,
I was fired up. I was
I
fired up.
was,
Oh,
I was
yeah.
pumped to even be on a phone call with you.
No.
I was like, oh my gosh, she wants to be on a call with me.
Yes. Yes, I did. And I do right now too. I want to keep working together. Did you have any like limiting beliefs or like hesitations about joining an online training program?
No.
Oh, really? Nice.
So I'm gonna be honest, and I know that I can't speak for everybody, but especially people who live in like not small towns, but Canada is not very big for softball, especially in Saskatchewan. Like we're not big on it. And so to have that resource of like, even if it's online, even if you can't like be in person, to have that resource that like you were gonna help me, and you did an amazing job. I'm a 10 times
Thanks.
better catcher than I am now. So to even just have that resource of like you is 10 times better than any coach's advice that I have been with. And some
Yeah.
of it's similar, obviously, so they do know a little bit what they're talking about. But like it's good to have that, like there's the step up above Regina, right, outside of Canada, that knows.
Yeah. No, I can relate to that. That's like why I started this program too, because I'm from Washington State in a small, tiny little town where, like, yeah, there was softball, but there wasn't like tons of
Softball.
information about catching and softball. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, if I would have had something like this when I was younger, like, I would have been all over it. You know what I mean? Almost done. What would you say to someone who is maybe like on the fence about joining the program right now?
How much do you want it? Like, are you serious about going D1? Like, are you willing to put in the time and the effort? Because you can slack off, but you're not getting everything out of the program. That means you don't want it. You have to like dream to go as far as you want, essentially. Because if
Mm-hmm.
you're all doing this just to quit at the end of high school, then not saying that there's no point, but I am saying there's no point. You know what I mean? Like
It's
you
like
have to,
you.
yeah.
It's like you finish these 12 weeks. Like, are you done working?
No,
Heck no.
I'm gonna take obviously a little break because that was a lot of effort for like three
Well, this
months
is
of,
perfect timing. Christmas break.
yeah, Christmas. I'm gonna do Christmas break, and then I'm starting another I'm starting a batting program. Like my softball, it's not done. Softball is all year round for me. There is no breaks taken.
Yeah, absolutely. That's awesome. Alrighty. Is there anything else? Is there anything else you want to share publicly about your experience in the program that we haven't covered yet?
You have to have fun.
Yes.
That's probably my biggest thing is I feel like yes, you have to be serious, but if you're not having fun and you're not enjoying it, then it's not worth your while. You have to like as much as I'm like you have to be gritty, you have to be determined, you have to like drop your everything that's not a priority. Like you also have to like love it. Because if you don't love it and you're just doing it because you've played softball for this long, well then it's like you need to have fun with it. Me and my dad, he plays rock music in the back and we joke about him being bald, right? We make jokes all the time during training, which probably sometimes takes longer than it needs to, but you need to have fun with it because if you're not having fun, then what's the point?
Exactly. I think that's why you are so gritty. You are so committed because you actually love what you do.
I
Right?
love it so much. Softball is like I can't remember a day in my life where I said I'm ungrateful for all the opportunities I've been given.
Softball is life.
So softball is life.
Softball is life. If people have any questions about like your specific experiences in the program, um, can they reach out to you, and how would they reach out to you on like social media?
So obviously like come like I'm a young person. If you talking to adults is terrifying sometimes and I feel like no offense, but
Sorry. No, it's fine. I'm
like
taking it.
we have like the Regina Cougars girls, they come and they give us feedback all the time. And it's so like because they're only 2 years older than me. So it's nice to have someone my age, but who's above me to like talk about experiences, to tell how to help, like give answers to questions that I have, right? And sometimes adults are scary. Like
I
I'm
mean,
not gonna
I'm
lie, you're
free.
not scary. You're not scary.
Thank
But so I guess they can text me on either one. Both of them are private accounts, so you'll have to follow it to reach out. But my first one is Olivia's softball, I think 23. I can double check that later. And then my other one is Live, Laugh, Love. Love is spelled LUV. And then it's 17 at the end.
Live,
You can
laugh,
reach
love,
out on
softball. Sorry.
Live, Laugh, Love. Yeah. You
Yeah.
have to, and you can follow me on either of those accounts. Again, they're both private just for like creepers.
Yeah.
But you can reach out on me on any of those accounts. I'm always on Instagram, like pretty much every day. So I'll always I'm chronically online. I will
Horrible.
It's horrible, but is it?
I don't know.
But yeah, you can follow me on there and ask me any questions that you want. I will be happy to answer anything.
Alrighty. Well, that's all I got for you, Olivia. Thank you so much for doing this little interview with me.
Of course.
If anybody else out there is watching this right now, um, if you want to achieve similar results like Olivia, I'm going to put your videos in here. Um, Alrighty, Olivia, that's all I have for you. Thank you for doing this interview with me. You absolutely crushed this 12-week program. If I could have like 1 million of views in this program, that would be like my paradise. So I appreciate you hopping on this call with me. If anybody else wants to achieve similar results to Olivia, you're going to, like she said a couple times, have to put in the work like she did. But if you're interested in working with me, you can go ahead and fill out my application or book a call with me.